I think the misunderstood thing is that people probably do think that I came out of nowhere.
Yesterday, and if there's a problem, you'd wanna know who's in my shadow.
If I was to meet teenage Amy, how different is she, like age 15, 16 to you now? How much have you changed?
I was always pretty, intense. Like I've definitely got buried issues like everyone else, and had a lot of heartache, and I won't hold back. I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, like I do my music. That just was my way of documenting everything.
I need love. I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough to drive you mad in your arms. In your arms.
I'm not the type to fall in love or crush on like a million different guys at school or anything. I would just find one and be like, that's the one I want.
I have this mental image of you the Terminator. It was that one. That is the one.
Yeah, tractor beam. So which sounds really creepy when I say that out loud. Totally. But I would rather give someone everything than spread bits of me around, and so I always kind of found someone that I would connect with.
Well, hello, New York City.
And so when did writing lyrics come into it?
Well, there was so much that happened when I was in high school. I was pretty estranged. I don't talk to my birth father. I had that going on that I was trying to work out where I fit into his life and does he fit into mine, and turns out it doesn't. I was lucky I had some really great friends, and some not so good, some that you get mixed up with and you end up doing stuff you wish you didn't. And I also had someone really break my heart in high school, and that was my first sort of relationship, and that hit me harder than I think most girls, just the way it unraveled. And music was kind of the thing that really sort of set me straight, I think.
We stole your love. I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough to drive you mad. In your arms, in your arms, in your arms, I need it now. Oh, believe me.
All I wanted to do was play guitar for people. I used to live in my room. My stepdad called it the Bat Cave. I was just straight in from school, up to the Bat Cave, dinner's ready, come down, have dinner, back to the Bat Cave.
Do you remember the first time you played in front of a person? Like you had that confidence where I'm gonna sit you down and you have to listen to this?
Yeah. Yeah, I do actually, and it's pretty sad because I actually lost him when he was 21. It was a friend of mine.
Ooh, don't be the boy that spits on girls. Everybody hates that guy. That'd be the reason why.
I'd written a song. It was pretty punk. It was just power chords.
What's this? Just power chords? Power chords are awesome.
Yeah, exactly, true. And I played in this song, and he was like, "Man, that's awesome!" It was probably totally wasn't. And you go through, "Oh, I'm gonna erase that bit. Don't worry about that bit." Oh, I stuffed that bit up. Don't worry about that bit. So I was super nervous, and you feel it's so exposed, and but it was a rush.
Do not be bothered. I crave all your madness, all of your back.
Do you think that sense of exposure, that sense of offering up something within yourself is essential to why your music has worked?
Yeah, totally.
So how do you work out what you are and are not willing to share? How have you been navigating those boundaries?
Do you know what's weird is usually when I write songs, it's almost like you're having this weird fit. It's I never know what I'm going to write about, like ever. I never sit down and think, oh, the album needs this sort of song. I'm going to write a happier song or a love song, or like I just find a chord progression that I'm like, that is awesome. And then it's almost like sometimes I feel like my eyes just roll in the back of my head and I'm just like come out with stuff. But that's what's addictive, is like I never know what I'm going to write about. I've been doing this for so long. I've had so many no's and so many people not believe in me that it's given me 15 years of learning this craft.
You banned me from sleeping pills and codeine. I'm at my best, just even knowing you're coming around.
So when you were first going out there and you were first giving music to people, what were the first sorts of reactions you were getting from the industry and out and about?
They weren't very good. No, it was horrible. I hated the industry. I was so bitter against it because I was from a town where everything was a little bit corrupt for a while. Like there was like
Gold
a
Coast?
couple of people, yeah, like running the scene, and like if they didn't like you or you had a run-in with them, they'd be like, okay, well, we won't book Amy for... And I was only after tiny little tours, you know, maybe something in Brisbane. I kind of felt like I was just talking to just bullshit artists like every day. And I would get sucked in all the time. All the time, I'm like, no, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be great. And over time, you're just like, wow, I'm exhausted and I don't trust anybody. Yeah. Like even now, my managers can't stand me. They're just like, Amy, we're here for you. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, but are you? Like, and it's not their fault. I've just got all these issues, like, and the industry just beat me down.
Take back what you said, you mess up my head. To save me from myself.
The years ticked on, and at the end I was like, it's fine, I'm not meant to do this, because otherwise someone would have given me a break by now.
So what changed? What happened?
I worked with this Kiwi producer, Eden Mulholland, and he added beats and percussion to my song, Spits on Girls, and I was like, that's it, that's my sound. And Triple J picked it up and won a Queensland, the Pop Award for Queensland that year, and it was the best night of my life. Because it was the first bit of recognition, like, oh my God, you're actually all right. And my confidence that's just what I needed.
Me a drink, I get drunk, I one sip just so I can adore you.
So after Adore came out, you basically spent a day fielding phone calls from people that wanted to sign you, be your manager. Had anything in the past prepared you for that level of attention? And also, I'm curious about like where the trust issues figure into that day as well, given you had been sort of, kind of burnt beforehand.
It was a very hard thing to manage because there were people that contacted me that had sent me quite blunt emails before saying, like, no.
Did you get a fuck you moment?
I had a lot of fuck you moments where I was like, but then I was still wanting to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I'm also not a total bitch either. Like, I'd had my years where I was bitter and I kind of wanted to just really enjoy the moment and get things going.
I stand in the corner like a tired boxer, one hand on my cheekbone, one hand on the rope.
There's a very intense balance of enjoying it, being in the moment.
Tell them all I said hi.
Please welcome Apple Music's Up Next artist, Amy Shark.
Tell them all I said hi.
I'll always write songs, always. I want to do this forever.
Tell them all I said hi. Hope you've been.
I get asked all the time, now that you have an audience, are you gonna think about what you write about more, or are you gonna filter some stuff? And that would just be ridiculous, because I think that's what's connecting.
Amy, thanks so much.